A group of Saskatchewan woodturners have been gathering for years to hone their skills, but 6 years ago, when one of their founders died of cancer, they decided to carry on the annual tradition as a fundraiser. Glenn Friesen recalls their beginnings.
It really was just a bunch of guys who were turning together and kind of in a class format. The group that was there just kind of clicked. And then all of a sudden we realized after about 2 or 3 years that it was more of a gathering. And then Larry hosted it every year and we just got to all be, fairly good friends. When Larry Matisho, a really good friend and valued member of what we were doing, passed away, we decided that it would be logical to turn this into a cancer fundraising event.
Glenn has been working on this for a few years now, and he came to me and asked us if we'd be willing to help out by supplying a few extra lays for those people that they want to come out. They don't have the equipment to start, but they want to try it out and see what it's like. So we were willing to help out that way.
The turners and the carvers and the artists that are coming here now, what can we do to make sure that maybe when you get the disease or I get the disease, that the treatment's a little better, that we've progressed a bit. So this is, in the big picture, maybe a small amount, but I think it's still very important.
When we all get together, everybody learns little tidbits off of each other. Somebody's found a unique way to do something, or, oh yeah, that's how that works, or that's how I can do that, or I can take that idea and incorporate it into something else that I do. So that's the part that's so intriguing for all of us, because we get to share our ideas, learn off of everybody, and you always pick up something new.
I just kind of spoke for it. I said, yeah, we can do it here. And so that happened, and then it was suggested by, I think, Trent that, well, why don't we just bring a $50 check made to the Canadian Cancer Society, because that was the amount that we had charged for the class. And so that's kind of how the idea started. And I think the first year we met out in Waldheim, I think we had 15 lays.
I'm sure it's close to everyone. I don't think there's been anyone that isn't affected from the disease. So it's wonderful to be able to raise money for that cause, most definitely.
We used to think, like, we have a community of 1,000 people here, and in 1,000, statistically speaking, you may not have a number of people with cancer, but we do, and we're not alone. Every small community, every large community, it's just getting, that population is getting larger and larger every year. And I think the only way that you can push that research ahead is just to put as much money as you possibly can into the hands of the researchers that are working on it. We will never probably be a really, really large charity with millions of dollars, but it's just another way to kind of prove that, we do have some skills, and can we use those skills to raise money for cancer research, to make the lives of those around us better. And that's very much a point I like to drive home with students. Like, not every student is the singer or the pianist or the hockey player, but everybody has a talent that they can use, and they can generate, they can help society by doing it and sharing it. We have been so fortunate in our family that cancer has not touched anyone in our immediate family yet. And I know that there are fellows in our group that have lost loved ones, and I don't have that connection. And I found myself thinking, well, why am I doing this? But turning with Larry was really a lot of fun. He passed away long before his time, and I guess something in my mind just clicked. And I think anything worth doing is definitely worth doing as well as you can. If we could convince other turning clubs, say across Canada or across North America or even worldwide to host something similar and generate funds for their local cancer society. This really could become one of those events that you could keep track of in the millions. The group I work with is so exceptional to fundraise with. They're not a sit back and let somebody else do it group. And that's the nice thing I think about raising funds with a craft group or like the woodturners, for example. They're very independent people. I've joked with other staff members and colleagues of mine, they don't quite understand our event, and they'll say, oh, okay, they're going to bring their own lathe, they're going to bring their own wood, they're going to bring their own tools, and they will share them with others, and they're still going to give you $50. What are they paying for? Just the air in the shop and the space? Like, I said, yeah, pretty much. You know, but that's just the way it is. Like, I'm sure if a guy could go out there now and ask for a piece of wood to turn a project tomorrow, somebody would look in their bin and they'd pull something out and say, here you go.
But the fact that, you know, they're getting together to raise money for cancer, that's something special.
This year, the woodturners raised over $3,000, adding to the grand total of over $12,000 raised so far, and the many donations yet to come in future events.